a few weeks back when we were planning this session, you suggested that we should call this a soft skills hard impact, this session with the title. But there always been a debate, right? Hard skills are given more priority in schools, colleges, STEM learning are
Sure.
assessed in the interviews first. But then why do you think this is important, and why should we all care about soft skills?
Sure. Sure. No, so thanks for that question. And you will remember that when we were planning this session, I took some time to even finalize the name of the session, right?
Yes.
And there is a very specific reason why I was thinking about it, because to be very honest, and it's a strange way to start the session, but I actually don't like the word hard skills and soft skills, because I've always had a big amount of discomfort with these terms, and I believe that the words that we use have a lot of significance, so we should choose them thoughtfully
Yes.
because they influence our thinking as well as actions. Uh, so I think I want to spend some time before I come to what is the importance on actually just understanding what do we mean by hard skills and soft skills, because unfortunately it is true for many HR things, words get used very carelessly to stand for anything and nothing, and then we don't know what we're talking about. So we'll spend some time defining what we're talking about, right? uh, I think, let's start by actually thinking about why do we think about capabilities, right? Why should we all care about building and enhancing our skills and capabilities? And here, this is where I'm going to actually throw a question to the audience: that what's the objective of us building capabilities in the first place? And I'm not saying hard, soft. I'm saying all kinds of capabilities. Why do we as individuals should care about building capabilities, and why should organizations build about building capabilities? So can I see some answers on the I'll see them where, in the chat box, or where do I see them?
Yes. Please, audience, please message us on chat box.
So why should we care? What is the purpose of all this? Why build capabilities? Just because NHRDN says and Harshad says, is that's why we should build capabilities? Or is there any genuine reason to build capabilities? To improve ourselves, okay? People are typing in the question section, okay?
Okay.
Okay. You can type your comments in the chat section, right? That will be better, Harshad? Or we
Yes.
can
So
see
audience,
both.
if you have specific question, put it into question section. If you're answering or remark
To be
about
more effective
any
and
answer,
more,
please put in the chat session.
yeah,
I
so to be
don't think
more
so.
effective and efficient.
They may have access to chat box. This chat that you are seeing is only for us internally. For the
Okay.
other
So they
audience,
should,
they have.
fair enough. So we should see the responses in the question and answer section
Okay.
only.
Yes, please.
Okay. So why should we care? We're talking about being efficient, being effective, okay? But being efficient, being effective in order to do what? Just because others say that it's a good thing to do? Why do we care about building capabilities? I'm seeing lots of comments, but they're not on the question. So I'm not sure how this works. Okay. Growth, sustainability. Okay. Interesting answers. For getting promotion, that's a very good answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Increase effectiveness of business outcomes. These are good answers. Effective and efficient, relevant with times. Okay. Yeah. So I think some really good answers, and those answers point us in the right direction. So I think, like many of you have said, ultimately we all care about developing capabilities because we want to produce results, right? And we just don't want to produce results for one day, right? We want to produce results that are sustainable and they keep improving year after year. And if you take a little broader view at an organizational level, I know many of you are HR professionals, and or even if you're a business professional, or if you're running even your own business, ultimately, one thing you care about is delivering results, and second thing you care about is building a inspiring, thriving organization. Because an organization that grows over long term is an asset that you have that allows you to respond to even future developments, right? So we can all agree that ultimately all that we do in a business or even in any organization case is to deliver results and to build a better organization, right? Now, if that's our objective, think about it. If that's your objective, you could be in any industry. You could be in software, you could be in manufacturing, you could be a beginner, or you could be in medical hospital, you could be in a school, or across these spectrum, the things that we are talking about matter, right? Now, if this is your objective to produce long-term results and build a great organization, I'm going to actually submit to you that you cannot do either of these two without integrating soft and hard side. So let's spend a minute on thinking about what I'm saying. There is not a single result that you'll be able to produce, or there is not a single good long-term organization you will to build without having both sides of the equation with you, soft and hard, right? And what soft and hard means we'll come to in a minute. But the first point I wanted to make was that it is never about one side. It is always about both sides of the equation. So I think that's hard
Yes.
and soft work in tandem. Hard and soft work as an integral combined unit. So I think it's important for us to understand that, right? Having said that, right, the second point I want to say is, often, it's very exciting and kind of sensationalization, to do, to say, oh, this is more important than other, right? And say, oh, no. So people said at some time, IQ doesn't matter, only EQ matters, right? Or people say, oh, hard skills don't matter, only soft skills matter. I think these are just hand waving statements. These are very, very, exciting, attraction inducing, demanding statements, but they're not very meaningful statements, because life is not about either or. It is never about one thing better than the other. It's always about both things. And I would actually start this conversation by saying that there is no debate that hard skills are important. Let me now get into the definition also. I think broadly I'll refer to hard skills as functional and technical skills, right? So if you're a teacher, you need to know your subject, right? If you teach mathematics, you need to know mathematics. That becomes the hard skill, right? But the soft skill is about how do you work with yourself and work with other people? How do you communicate, right? And that broadly I'm going to call as leadership capability, right? So we are making two distinctions. We are saying hard skills are about functional or technical capabilities, and soft skills can be broadly bucketed as leadership capabilities. And I'm mindful that even these two words don't do full justice, but we need to have some frame for our conversation. So I'm going to talk about soft skills as leadership skills in a broad way, and leadership of self and leadership of others also. So I'll talk about both those aspects in a minute, right? So the point I'm making is and now let's look at leadership skills and functional skills or technical skills. The point I was making was it's a no-brainer to say that technical and functional skills matter, right? If I'm a doctor and I'm treating you, and if I don't know how to do the surgery that I need to do, or I don't know what medicine to prescribe, I'm useless to you, right? So hard skills are extremely important. I want to start by saying that, framing it as soft are more important, we are actually doing disservice to the conversation. So hard skills are absolutely important. But the interesting thing is hard skills and or technical capabilities, like I said, functional capabilities, are only a necessary condition, never a sufficient condition.
Okay.
If we go back to what we said as our objective, which is to create great results over a sustained time and to build a great organization, to do that, having functional skills is table stakes. It's necessary. But without leadership skills, without soft skills, you can't, your hard skills are useless. Almost. Useless is a very extreme word. I'll say they can have a huge limitation. So the leadership capabilities act as a multiplier on top of your functional capabilities. The extent to which you can scale your functional capabilities, the extent to which you can create impact, is actually driven by your leadership capabilities. And hence, I want to begin by saying, and I'll kind of quickly summarize. So I'm saying 2-3 things, right? One, let's understand what do we say by hard and soft. We are saying hard is broadly about functional, technical, soft is about leadership. Leadership of self, leadership of others. That's point number one. Point number two, in all important areas of work and life, these two work in tandem. They work in an integrated manner. So we should never make the discussion about one other than better, only one can do, the other can't do, one is more important. That's not right, right? And the third thing is, functional technical capabilities are necessary but not sufficient condition to create great impact and great careers. So these are 3 points, and this is why when Harshad we were discussing, I took a lot of time to say what do we call it,
Yes.
but I
Yes.
said let's stay with hard and soft because that people understand what we are talking about.
Yes.
But this is the reason, it's my sincere belief that leadership skills or soft skills are extremely important. And that's why I said, let's talk about the hard impact of soft skills. So
Sure.
that's kind of
Sure.
my context setting, opening of the subject.